Ibrahim Traore, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, has sent a powerful message of defiance by refusing to meet with U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary Will Stevens, who arrived in Ouagadougou on May 27, 2025, to discuss practical ties based on mutual respect on behalf of the so-called President Donald Trump. The reason for this partial parley is because of some libelous remarks made by AFRICOM U.S. General Michael Langley, accusing Traore of misuse of Burkina Faso's gold reserves. So let's examine this. The two keywords I want us to pay attention to here is mutual respect and Donald Trump. Again, mutual respect and Donald Trump. First of all, charity begins at home. If you have respect for the people that are closest to you. And this administration is an administration that has shown its utter disregard and hatred for people of color. Let's go back to some early remarks Trump made. First, you referred to the continent of Africa as an SHIT hole. Did you think we forgot that? So you talk about mutual respect. Where was the mutual respect? You dismantled DEI. You recently fired Kim Saget of the Smithsonian, citing that she supports DEI. These are things that benefit people of color, but you want to go sit down with a man of color to discuss mutual respect when you don't give respect to black people and brown people who presently are in close proximity to you in America. Let's talk about deportation. You deport black and brown people, citing that there are not enough resources for the people here, but you get white Afrikaners to come here. Your reason being that they are being denied and unalive for land, even though 70% of the land has gone to settlers, and the indigenous people only have about 1%, and many have denied genocide, but still you do that. And this is you provide refuge for white Afrikaners, so that is so blatant. In addition, your administration is wiping out achievements of black Americans. Let's start with Jackie Robinson. In March of 2025, the Department of Defense, DoD, removed a webpage detailing Jackie Robinson's Army service from the website. Their justification being to eliminate content related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And when this was followed by public outcry and media attention, the DoD restored Jackie Robinson's records. They later cleaned it up by saying it was a mistake, even though they had earlier said it was because of DEI. And in case you want to know what the article is, it's titled Spirit Heroes Who Served, stating that Jackie Robinson was a soldier in World War II. Now, these are facts, not sentiments. Not poetry, not stories, facts. Why would you want to erase that? Because you despise black people. Remember, he doesn't want anything to do with DEI, and DEI is supposed to benefit black people. But you want to go to another continent, millions of miles away, as you say, for mutual respect. This country, America, has a history of brutality, police brutality against people of color. There is the Central Park Five in 1989, when 5 black and Latino boys were wrongly convicted of essaying and R-ing a woman. Trump led the charge, demanding for their unaliving. He took out an ad to further this, bringing back capital punishment. In 2022, the men were exonerated as another man admitted to the crime. But he boldly came out in a New York Times article in 2019 stating that he blatantly refused to apologize. And the worst part of it is these men spent time in jail for a crime they didn't commit. Now, while he may not have directly had anything to do with the case, he sparked a lot of false narratives and swayed decisions by putting those ads in those papers to make people see these people as criminals. He said it blatantly how they should hate them. He wants everyone to hate them. There's Rodney King that was being beaten up by a group of policemen. Amadou Diallo in the summer of 1999, a 29-year-old young man who 41 bullets were emptied on him, and guess what? The police walked off free. Abner Louima, Haitian, who was essayed in a police precinct. And rather than call for reform, what does this man do? He gives immunity to police, meaning that they can do whatever they want. And most of the time, the victims are people of color. But you are sending your people to go all the way over to Africa for mutual respect. Where is that respect? Let's not talk about the case of Obama. The fact that a black man had the possibility to run for office, it infuriated you so much. You attacked him, and that's what fueled your desire to be president, because of your despise that a black person can ever become president, and he was for 2 terms. But you want to fly all the way. You send your people all the way to Africa so that you can discuss practical ties for mutual respect when you have none for the people who are closest to you. But the beautiful thing about all of this was the way Captain Ibrahim Traore responded. Would you like to know? I can show you better than I can tell you. Here's how. That's right. That's what he did. Slam the door in your bitch-ass faces. Because he doesn't have time for your hypocrisy, your fakeness. You're not real. While you are destroying your own nation, he's busy building his. He doesn't have time to waste with useless men like yourself. Leave Africa alone. We're minding our business. Stay away from us. Go find somewhere else or someone else to bother. Captain Ibrahim Traore is a king. He does not consort or waste his time with peasants like yourself. Good day. As a matter of fact, not a good day.